folks. Hopefully, I'm committing to a live stream now, and we'll see what's happening. Today's live stream is about, as you can see on the screen, woodshedding, practicing some Gilbert Family songs, having a little practice session on this, and we'll be joined by my illustrious kitty here, which you might be able to see on camera here and there. She loves to sit on my little Mac Mini, and it's all warm and stuff. But anyway, what I'd like to do is go ahead and mute this mic and make sure that everything is starting well and that the health is okay with the stream. This is my first time streaming on my new Mac Mini 2018 computer. I have been absent from YouTube for about a month now because I've had all kinds of technical difficulties with the new computer. It all of a sudden just didn't power up one day, and it just did not work. So I had to send it to the Apple people, and they fixed it. And so hopefully we can get some streams and videos and things like that going. I also had a lot of problem with website issues, so I've just recently got those back up and running and put some more security measures on there. So hopefully all that's going to be fixed and I can focus more on content creation on YouTube and on my Patreon. I just realized that this is kind of like a Patreon color here. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Here's an old shot of my Patreon screen. It's been updated since then, but if you want to check it out, check out patreon.com/ericbeatty, and you can, or ericbeatty.com/Patreon. Either one will take you to my user page on Patreon, and you can check out the current packages and things like that. I've got a few more ideas that I may be doing pretty soon, hopefully. But for now, that's what it looks like. Today, we're going to be practicing, like I said, some Gilbert Family songs. I actually have to go and practice with them at 6:30. It is now 4:15, so hopefully that will be going pretty well. I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, mute the mic real quick and see if everything's going okay on... Actually, I won't mute it just yet. I'm going to push play here. Doesn't seem to want to be playing for some reason. Unmute that. Make sure, yeah, the speaker should be coming out. Oops, I gotta turn the speakers on. Playback doesn't been, I'm gonna go ahead and restart the control stream here to see if that's working. There's the kitty tail. Told you she's here. Hopefully, maybe if I've reloaded this, this will start showing a lot better. Make sure, yeah, the speaker should be. Good deal. I'm gonna go ahead and mute the mic. And we're back. Awesome. The video looks good. Everything looks okay. So let's get started. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up. Let me share my screen here. I think this is the right one. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the Gilbert Family's website. You can check them out by going to thegilbertfam.com. And I'm going to pull their website up because we have so many songs that I need to go and actually see what we're playing. Okay, so here you can see what the album is that they have now available. When you go to the store, you can check our schedule out, which if I go there real quick, you can see all of our things that are lining up, and we are getting dates like crazy. We already have plenty of these. Now, these are scattered throughout the year, but there will be more of these. This is populated by bands in town. You can also see that at my website at ericbeatty.com/music. I have the same feed that this calendar has. So if you want to see me on tour with the Gilbert Family in a church near you, check out those places. All right, so let's go to the store. Now I'm going to check out what is going on with these albums here, okay? Because I'm going to be practicing the songs that I know we do right now. Okay, so definitely want to practice Covered by the Blood, Ready or Not, He's All I Need. Some of these are so easy that I don't need to practice a lot of them, but I still like to review them. I don't think we'll be doing a lot of that one. Let's see here. I play this one quite a bit. I don't really need to practice that one. Definitely need to practice this, and maybe When He Sees Me. Now, when I say practice, I don't mean me singing and all that. I'm going to say that for the actual practice tonight, but I mean me actually playing these on guitar. So, and then some of these from Master of the Storm, and some other ones. Mostly the things where I have to do intros and the things where I have to do like solos and little licks and things. I want to practice that. So let me go on here. If you want to check these out, you can go to thegilbertfam.com and just click on store, and you can buy your copies of these CDs. I think they're also available on Spotify. The Gilbert Family is now on Spotify and several other places. So check your local music place that you like to listen to, your stream service or whatever. They are on there as well. Let's see, there was something else I was going to mention. Hopefully everybody can hear me okay. I'm trying to get to the practice real quick, guys. Please bear with me. Let me go back to get my thing out of there and make sure that I have 4 people watching. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. About to get started really quick. On the live stream, there was something else I wanted to check out, or I wanted to mention about the Gilbert Family, or some of these songs or something. Oh, I wish I could remember what that was. Maybe I'll think of it later. I don't know. It's like on the tip of my tongue. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I'm just going to practice some of the more difficult things that I find happen. I don't have my speakers going. Actually, it might be better to go ahead and turn those down a little bit so that I don't have to worry about it. So what we can do here now is get the multi-angle here going, so you can see what all I'm doing. Let me see if I can move this angle down just a little bit. I can't remember which. I always forget which one of these is crop. I think I did that wrong. I've got to find, let's see, I'm actually looking at my OBS screen right now to figure out, you'll probably see this change in a minute. So let's bring that down. Try to get all this lined up right. And about there. So you should be able to see my right hand a little bit better. Maybe you can bring it down even just a little more. Did that again, did the wrong one. If you watch the screen, you'll see this happening. Go ahead and pull that up just a little more. Bring it down. A little more on top there. All right, hopefully that's good enough. Doesn't have to be perfect. And I always lose my pick. Always lose my pick, man. It's always hard to keep up with, especially since they're clear. I'm still using V-Picks, large lights. I love these because they are tri-pointed. These are about worn out to the bone, but they're still good for what I need. This is ones that I'm pretty much using exclusively for my acoustic guitar stuff. Give it a quick tuning check. Give a look to the chat. Make sure that love your music, Ron Campbell. I've watched Paul's ministry 40 times. I appreciate that. My pastor loves that song. He always requests me to sing that song. But hopefully you guys can enjoy some of this. I'm going to keep the live stream on. I wonder if I could. I'm using Vivaldi as my web browser, and you can actually stack the tabs. Okay, that way I can see the screen. If you just look at this, put this over here so you guys can see it. You can actually stack these tabs. I use Vivaldi exclusively for that. And then I can scoot it over if I need to. I can make it bigger on one side or whatever. So now I can see everything going on, and I can get an idea of what I need to do here. All right. So let's go back and get started. Now the first one I want to practice is. I think it is, Heaven Will Be Worth the Journey. That's the other thing I was going to mention. Now that I remember it, it is If you want to find me picking a lot of these things, I even have some tabs available on my website. Just do a search on my YouTube channel for the Gilbert Family, and you'll see just about all the videos of us playing together, of me playing some of our songs, doing some lessons over some of the solos and licks and things like that. And you can check out those tabs, any of them that I have available, on bluegrassguitaressentials.com/tabs. It will take you to my Bluegrass tabs version. And if you want to get access to all my tabs that I currently make available to the public, that should be ericbeatty.com/tabs, because that shows like tabs for like Metal Crush and some other songs that I may do down the line that have to do with electric guitar. And of course somebody is calling me. I have no idea. Don't need that. I'm gonna go ahead and put that on Do Not Disturb or silent, so we can get started here. Make sure I haven't left my pick somewhere. But anyway, you can check those tabs out and everything. And I appreciate you checking those out. So let's get started. Let's look at Heaven Will Be Worth the Journey. I think I do have this available on YouTube as well. I've always had this problem with the 3rd fret, and the local guitar guy told me that it was sympathetic rattle, if you're familiar with that. It's something in the truss rod or somewhere that just rattles a lot. It's always on that 3rd fret. Hear that rattle there? I don't know what does that. I have to kind of usually tweak the capo a little bit to keep that from happening. There we go. It's always aggravating. Trying to get it exactly where it won't do that. Maybe I could tighten the capo just a hair. No, I don't want to do that. A lot of it has to do with humidity and things like that too. There we go. So I'm going to work on the solo here. I'm trying not to do a lot of talking because I really got to work on the playing part. That's one part I've been working on just a little bit more. And usually I do up here. Like I said, it's been so long since I played these that I'm forgetting my licks. First part seems okay. Got an arpeggio up here. Another arpeggio. How did I do that? Something like that. There it is. Now I'm going to try to slow it down. Third fret, not fourth. Do it again. Now I'd like to get that a little bend there. But it's hard to bend that first fret because it's kind of clamped off by this capo here, so, and I really have to do it with 2 fingers, or with 1 finger barred, because I can't just bar and then jump over to the first fret pull off on the G string. So I usually have to bar that. So I usually like to maybe play both those together. Faster. See, heaven be worth that journey when I get there. The last part's still tripping me up. Let's see. Now back up to speed. That journey when I get there. Getting warmed up. Mercy. A little bit hard on that hand. Hand's starting to go numb on this one too. Anyway, so that's that song. One thing I'll give you a tip on this is that was an arpeggio up here. Now I went over arpeggios on my course, Bluegrass Guitar Arpeggios, which you can find by going to bluegrassguitaressentials.com/arpeggios. And one thing I would give you a hint on is this, is when I'm about to get to that point, my eyes are always looking at where my furthest finger is going to land, which in this case is the pinky. So right there before the 12th fret, okay, so that's right about there, I'm looking at that spot. And that open string, that's when the movement happens. And I talked extensively about open string transition in my actual first bluegrass guitar course, Bluegrass Guitar Essentials, over at bluegrassguitaressentials.com/DVDs. But that open string gives me time to get up there. So I think, let's see. So there's another open string transition there. Let's see. Right there. And that's still ringing out when I hit that. And then that leaves me to have time to go up here. And for that would be a, in this case, if that's G, that's an A7 arpeggio. I really like that because that's like a gypsy, it's got a gypsy, Spanishy kind of feel to it. Now the album doesn't play it that fast. Okay, Heaven Be Worth the Journey, which album is that on? Let's see, that is on, I think it's on the first one. Yeah, it's on the very first album. This is way back when. And it's not that fast on the thing. But the problem is when we play live, we have a tendency to really get all pumped up and play fast. So I like to play it as fast as I can to be prepared for that when it happens. So there's that one. I got to get a warm up on it. Nothing happening in the chat just yet. Let me know if the sound is coming through. I'm actually using an Audio-Technica, what's the name of this mic? It's a lavalier mic, Audio-Technica ATR-3350, 3350. I've had this little mic, and it's probably a 20-foot cord on it. It's got a little on-off switch here. It's got a little clip for you. I'm just sticking it in my pocket right now. And it's got like a huge long cable. And I've got it plugged into my audio interface. I'm having to use a special adapter that turns the 3.5 millimeter into a XLR mic. Where'd that pocket go? There it is. And I've had this mic. I used this mic on Bluegrass Guitar Essentials back in like 2015 when I made it. And I think I've only changed the battery once. But the batteries last forever in this mic, and to me it's a really good sounding mic, and I hope you guys agree. Even with the guitar is actually behind the mic, in front of the mic. There's no sound coming out of the sound hole reaching the mic. It's right here. So to me, I mean, it's an awesome mic. I love it. So there's that one. Let's see what else we got. Covered by the Blood. Gotta run over that one. This one's tough because I've got some little parts in there where I do some licks and things, and I don't know if I've done this on YouTube or not, but. That's how it starts, the way I started anyway. It starts out with a fiddle on the actual album, but that's the way I kind of had to do my version to get it going because we don't have a fiddle player. A lot of the load is on me to produce intros and feels and things throughout there, plus providing rhythm. So it's a full-time job just trying to get through the songs on this sometimes. So I've got to be prepared for all those aspects. And the toughest part for me is these licks because I lose my spot a lot because they don't, in the key of C, everything doesn't necessarily always land on the dots. Okay, for example, the first lick I do kind of sets the tone for everything else. If I get that wrong, it really throws me off. So the first lick, we're coming into probably, I think it's the second verse. And so after that, I'm covered by the blood of the Lamb. Then there's a little solo, and then it comes back in to the verse. I forget how it goes. The first verse is way down in Egypt land. But anyway, there's some feels in between those lyrics. But and I always get, sometimes I get that out of whack. I'll be up here and go, and I'll be completely throw everything off. And sometimes I forget where I'm going here. Doing third harmonies there. Just did it then. I'm looking at the dot, and it doesn't need to be on the dot. It needs to be right here before it. And there's a lick. That always kind of messes me up. Because I have fretted notes, then an open string. Fretted note, back to fretted. See, that's the second part. I'm gonna try it again. So let's go back to that. That's a long slide. That's a whole plus half step. Now this goes by a lot, kind of fast, so I've really got to be on my toes watching this, watching what I'm doing here. So let's start that from the top again. 1, 2, 3. Pretty good up to that point. That's a big slide too. It's trying to figure out the transition between these two bluesy parts here. We got an F and a D minor arpeggio. Little bluesy thing. To G. And kind of, that's the call, and the kind of response to that is right there back to C, but I've got, the hardest thing about that is my ring finger is there. And I've got to slide way up to that 8th fret there and hit that note, and I need to do it with my ring finger actually, so I've got to figure out a better way to do that. See, I guess I could do my pinky, because even if I do it here, I can't really reach with that finger. It doesn't feel comfortable. So if I land that, still doesn't feel like what I usually do there. I'm trying to figure out what I usually come up with there. Maybe that is it. I think I just try to land there somehow, and then just land on that. I think it'll work though. All right, so there's that. By far for me, the hardest part is that first part, trying to get my eyes where they're supposed to be. I kind of feel like I get cross-eyed sometimes. And then this lick. The hardest part about this lick is I want to fret that G string, but it's got to be open. Then I come back and fret again. So I fret, release, fret, release, fret. And then we got really I try to slide from, let's see, sounds better if you slide from the 6th to the 8th, but I don't always do it. Since I'm way up here, I can't really jump there. Probably more realistically, I land on the 5th and then slide all the way to the 8th. And then once again, when I'm up here, once I get in a nice little spot where I can kind of pay attention to where I'm going next, then I'm looking at this dot, the 5th fret, because that's where I got to slide. Then I got to go down the rest of the way as a pentatonic thing. Okay, so there's Covered by the Blood. Let's see what else we got. Mostly it's the licks, the little feel licks in there that I have issues with. Let me go ahead and get me a sip of Mountain Dew here. Not much going on in the chat room. Still got 2 watchers, so that's good. Did a post. I did a little kind of a post on Patreon a few minutes ago, letting people know that I was going live pretty soon. So hopefully, one of you guys as a patron is watching. All right, moving on. Let's see. I think Ready or Not is probably next. I need to work on. I think I do the intro on that. Try to clean that up. And then solo. Bad for the first time in a while. Let's see. Try to land with those 2 fingers in the middle. That way I can land there and not feel like I'm having to go move this way far back. This is kind of tough. It is an arpeggio, but that little sweep kind of feels awkward. So I've been trying to work out what feels the best. It may be doing a down on the D instead of doing up. See, if I do it up there, it puts me on the down for that G string. But it's really hard. It's kind of like I'm not actually raking, I'm pick, 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 like that, just individually picking. Maybe I need to get that feel a little bit better, to feel like an actual sweep. That's tough. Try it the other way with a down stroke on the D. Now I could do that if I did like a rest stroke. Like maybe another kind of economy pick there, sweep pick. It's gonna be hard because what I'm trying to do is program it. I'm trying to decide which way works better. Then I've got to program my hands to do that. That's the risk of doing that. It doesn't sound like 2 individual notes. It kind of skips over that. We want that sound rather than these 2 individual notes. So that's tough. That is tough. Something to definitely work on. It just feels almost too difficult to get that upstroke on that D. I think I'm going to have to try to do a downstroke there. And then come back with an immediate sweep on that G. Down, up, pull, up, up, down, down. Maybe I'll have to work on it. Yeah, that feels better. A little better, it's getting there. Oh, terrible note, sorry about that. There, that's what I need to do. It's a down on the D stroke, on the D string. That works. So let's do the whole thing again. That's it. That's what I got to do. So I need to have that feeling of when I go up on that G that I can rotate my wrist to come back down the D. It was just slight. And then the next note is just a sweep to that G. It's kind of like with a rest stroke. Will take a little bit of work, but moving on. So that's 3 songs so far. If you're watching this later or now, please let me know in the comments or chat or whatever if you'd like to see more of these practice sessions. If this is not boring to you, I don't know. I feel like I want to get better on the guitar, especially my electric. I don't have it with me right now. It's hanging on the wall, but I want to get better at electric guitar. I've been practicing some different things, and it kind of feels just lonely sitting here alone. So it'd be nice to have like a live stream like this to where I can just kind of interact and do some practice, kind of show you how it goes. I don't want to, put something on my channel that nobody's going to be interested in. Is this something I should say for Patreon? Is this something you'd be interested in watching? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below this video so I can kind of go back and peruse these later on to see if this is something you'd be interested in, okay? Please do that. That would help me out a lot. All right, let's go for the next one. First of all, let's take a little stretch break. Really important to do stretches. Now that my carpal tunnel is bad, I really need to watch out on that. My sister is actually a massage therapist, and she helped me with that one time, and something I never forgot. She actually massaged there's a little nerve in here where your armpit is, and it leads directly to all this. And so I found that a lot of times when I'm kind of cramped up, or my arms here, like if I'm playing video games or something and I'm kind of cramped, this controller here, that my wrist starts getting really sore and tired. And I was thinking the other day, it'd be nice, I don't know if Nintendo Switch is like this or not, but it'd be nice if they would take and make Xbox controllers, PlayStation controllers, and things like that separatable. That way you're not like this. I mean, this is your window. Your arms comfortably sit like this. It would be nice if you could have a two-piece controller. Play, you know, the joystick with this hand, play the joystick with that hand, and just be fine. And they'd be attached together like you wouldn't have to have a wire in between them, you know. Be like a wireless controller. Yeah, we just kind of relax on your couch and play with this hand, play with that hand, and there wouldn't be this cramping. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but anyway, so yeah, you shake this off a little bit. It's important to take stretch breaks and things like that. Really important to do that. All right. So let's see. Let's do Center for Home Dedication, Truth Anyhow. Let's do a little bit of Truth Anyhow, because we'll probably be working on that one. There I go again, losing my pick. All right, so about time to change to a new one. Truth Anyhow is in B flat, and it's kind of a break. It's what we call a split break in bluegrass. Basically, that means one instrument plays the first half of a solo and the second instrument plays the second half. And usually on the album, it's the banjo that plays the first half, and then I come in with the guitar and play the second half. But lately, I've been doing all of it. So I got to kind of figure out a just-in-case scenario if I'm playing the whole thing or not. So, all right, that is my wife. Give me just a second, and I will take this call. I'll be right back. And I'm back. All right, give me just a second to switch to studio mode and get my transition right for the next time again. All right. Okay, so I'm back. Now, let's see, where am I at? All right. Let's do, like I said, a Truth Anyhow. Let's see. I've got to remember how this goes now. It's His word, it's the truth. So that second part, that's the guitar part. And that first thing I was doing was when the banjo's supposed to come in. It stays in C that whole time, so I'm trying to figure out what I can do with that. Let's see, YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Hopefully that's not bothering you guys. Looks like it's okay on my end. I don't know why it's doing that. Hey Scott, been a long time. Yeah, it probably has. I haven't been on YouTube in a while. I was just explaining that at the beginning. I've had a lot of technical difficulties with computer and website malfunctions and things like that. So hopefully I'll be back on here. Please be patient if the stream is bad. I hope it's not. YouTube is telling me that it is. So hopefully it is. It'll be all right. I'm not exactly sure about that. I'm going to reload the page and see if that changes. It will not affect my stream because I'm streaming on OBS. So let me see how that works. Still says that. Let me check that real quick. I'm going to mute my mic. Well, not mute the mic just yet, but I want to see what it's doing here. Okay, so far so good. Let me mute the mic real quick. And we're back. I have to mute the mic because if the mic picks up the audio from my speakers, then it creates a feedback loop. I've learned that the hard way, so I have to mute the mic to kind of reset it, and then we start it again. But anyway, it's fine on my end. Good. Thanks for that feedback, Scott. Let's continue with this. This is the truth anyhow. I got to figure out something to put in the beginning where that C takes place. Trying to think, that's the Tony Rice kind of lick. And I try not to do that lick there because I got to do it later. So I've got to figure out some things to do in C. So there we go, I can do that. Let's see. Ideally, we have a piano player that's kind of been working with us, and ideally he's going to do that first part, and then I would come in on my guitar part usually. But just in case he has to miss or something like that, I've got to kind of work my way through that. And this is one of the things where in my mind, I'm thinking, just fake it till you make it. Just fake it till you get there to where you know what you're doing. So being that there's always usually been somebody to do the first part, I haven't really practiced it myself. So I've just been strumming, waiting until my part comes in, then I start it. This time, I've got to do the best I can. One, two, three. I like that. That might work. Say it's the truth. It's the truth. And that kind of matches. And then from there, it's like, how do I get back to G? I could do that. And obviously for copyright reasons, I can't really go and just play the song and listen to it and try to practice along with it. I'm just trying to go over it in my head. So if you'd like to listen to these, please check out the Gilbert Family's website, or you can see them on Spotify. Once again, I'll show that to you. Over here, you can see The Promise if you go to thegilbertfam.com. And I click on that and you can see that up here, right there. Thegilbertfam.com, and then click on Store. You can see these albums they have available. Okay, so let me go back to my full screen close-up. That's good enough for The Truth anyhow. Okay, with that album, I think we're done. Let's look at the two songs that are on my mind that I really need to practice, and that is Wading Through Deep Waters. John does that quite a bit. That's basically it. There's an intro, and then there's the turnaround is the same thing. It's basically the solo, but I do it a little bit different. This is the different part. Little Tony Rice trick there. Okay, maybe I don't need as much practice on that as I thought. Anyway, 1, 2, 3. Not as bad as I thought. All right, that one's done. Let's move on to the next. Thanks. I've got 5 watching now. Thanks everybody for watching. I've got to be at the practice at 6:30. It's now 5 o'clock, a little after. So I'll probably get off here in another 30 minutes or so. But at least I'm warmed up and ready to go. We haven't, like I said, we haven't practiced these in a long time. Now I said you can check out the Gilbert Family on Spotify and on their website. But you can also check out some of the lessons and our performances and things like that on my YouTube channel. I've got several of those available, as well as lessons, and some of them have tabs and things like that. But you can check that out. And yeah, my wife just got home. I asked her to close the door for me so that none of that would bleed over. None of anything she's doing there would bleed over into our conversation. So she just closed the door. All right. So let's see what else we got. Oh, the other one I wanted to work on is one I do called the Gospel Medley. It is on the Master of the Storm. It is the bane of my guitar existence. Nathan Horton, he played guitar on pretty much all of their albums up until the newest one, The Promise. And when I came on to the Gilbert Family in about 2000, I want to say 13-ish, I had to go back and try to learn them as close as I could to Nathan's. Well, back then I wasn't as good as I am now, and I still feel like I could be better, obviously. We could all do that. But I had to learn them as best as I could. And this one has always given me problems. And just recently, I think it was last year sometime, they requested that I do it a little differently. So, and I was happy to do something different because it was so tough to work on this the way it was. So I did something a little different. And so I've been working on a lower kind of octave part to this song. And it's the Gospel Medley. And there's 3 basic turnarounds. And I have to pick through at least 2 of them. So let's work on that because it's been a while since I've played it. Let's see, Scott Christian says, I got your Bluegrass Essentials DVD set. I've just lost my motivation to pick up the guitar and go to jams 4 times a month. I have 2 in the second week, week 3 and week 4 of the month, but just seem to lose motivation at home. Okay, so let's see that. I lost my motivation to pick up the guitar. I go to jams 4 times a month. I have 2 the second week, 3 week, and 4th week of the month. So you're going to jam sessions, but you have problems getting motivated at home. And To that I say, join the club. It is very, very hard to get motivated at home. I know all about that. Myself, it's a chore sometimes to sit down and practice guitar, because with me, I have to turn on my laving rack if I'm doing electric. I have to turn on my laving rack, turn on my computer so I can hear it coming out of the speakers. I don't want to fool with putting headphones on and all that. So to me, it's kind of a hassle. And then once the computer boots up, you're like, oh, I got to do this. I'll just do that real quick. And it real quick turns into 2 hours later, and you haven't practiced a thing. So trust me, I know all about losing motivation. Going to jam sessions really does help out. One thing you could probably do is since you have the Bluegrass Guitar Essentials DVD package that I created, you could probably just work on one little section, like just say rhythm or fiddle tunes. Just work on maybe not the whole fiddle tune, but maybe a section of it, and try to incorporate that lick into a song that you play in your jam session. All kinds of traditional tunes, those licks can work in those traditional tunes. So you can definitely maybe be motivated on doing that, because there's a little bit of ego in all of us that wants to like impress other people. And one thing you can do to do that is just learn some new licks, and maybe licks that you knew that you can incorporate. And not that they have to be fancy, but you can also learn maybe a lick up in here. Like that one with the C is pretty easy. Okay, I think that's one of them that's on the Bluegrass Guitar Essentials. You can do that. That's on, I think, the open string transition section, because I'm using an open string to get up and down. Let's see, what else can you do for motivation? Motivation. One thing that always kind of helps me is finding a song that I really enjoy playing and I want to get better at. Now, let me give you an example. There's a really good song that I like by Tony Rice, and I think it was, what was the name of his group back then? Bluegrass All-Stars, I think, maybe. I don't think it was the Tony Rice unit just then, but it was way back when. And it's called Song for a Winter's Night. And it was by Gordon Lightfoot, if I'm not mistaken. Tony Rice is a big Gordon Lightfoot fan. And that song is so beautiful. And the thing about it that's beautiful is not all these blazing licks, but it is like some of the cross-picking things he does, like on Church Street Blues. You know, some of that stuff I'm rusty at because I haven't done it in a while. Some of that separated stuff, arpeggiated stuff, and just the way the phrases that he does on that song just blows me out. And not only that, Gordon Lightfoot, especially the songs that I've heard Tony Rice do, Song for a Winter's Night, the Edmund Fitzgerald, I think he does that one. And one more that's really popular, I can't think of right now. Last Thing on My Mind, that's not Gordon Lightfoot, but anyway, songs like that. They don't have a lot of picking as far as like lead stuff, but just the stuff he does with his rhythm. It's just amazing what you can accomplish just by doing rhythm. So you can go to your jam session, yes, we can be a blazingly fast picker, but can you support the rest of everybody playing and make them sound better just by you sounding better and playing better on rhythm? So motivation-wise, I think you really have to take stock of what maybe your goals are. What are you trying to accomplish? Yes, you want to play in jam sessions. Yes, you want to get better at it, but what specifically, what are those reasons you're doing that for? Let me see, what else? It also helps to just find other places on YouTube or Facebook or places like that of people who are playing things that may be past what your level is, but gives you something to maybe create your own self. Like you hear a song, you're like, oh, I really like that, but I can't do all that fancy stuff. How can I make it still sound like the song, but still sound like me? So you can find different bluegrass songs, gospel songs, any other kind of songs. It can be like slow ballads or something, and just put your little twist on there. Really give time to listen to what the song is doing, and time to listen to what you would like the song to do. If it was you, I do this all the time. I tell my students when we're working on songs, I tell them, okay, here I'm hearing this certain chord, or here I'm hearing this kind of a melody kind of come out, and I just really pay attention to what I'm hearing. What could sound good in that song? So even just taking a song that you're familiar with and you've known all your life, it's kind of like when you read the Bible. I'm not going to harp and preach on anybody, but I find that when I read the Bible, I read a passage once, and then I get something out of it. But then maybe a year later or something, when I come back to it, it has a totally new meaning. Or I can hear somebody else talk about that scripture, and they have a different take on it. Same thing, when you sit down and you hear a song, you might come and sit down and hear that song again later and be like, I've learned a few things since then, and now I'm hearing something different that would sound good right here. Okay, so here's a good little tip for you, a little trick. Recently, I was teaching some of my students a song they wanted to learn called "Sing Forever," and I forget the guy's name. It was "I will sing forever, I will sing forever of your love" or something like that. I forget what it is, but it's not a Chris Thomas song. It's some other guy. But there's this one part where there's a C in there, and there's so many different ways in my head I heard of that C, like in my mind. I was like, how can we play this C? And so yes, you have the regular, what one of my students called lazy C. I call it cheater C. We all know that one. I said, what can you do to kind of vary that? Let's move some fingers around. So let's lift a finger, see what that sounds like. Very nice suspended sound. Let's move this finger somewhere else, like on the G string, 2nd fret. And I mute that D string. You can allow it to be played too. You can give us that. And then while I was messing around with that, I think on my electric guitar, I found this really cool way to play a C. And that's just 2 fingers. It's like a C major 7 with a flattened 5th. Or if you think of a sharp 4, so it's kind of a Lydian sound. And then from there, I said, you can take this first finger that's free and so let me go to my other screen. Maybe you can see that a little better if I do. So I'm on the, let's see, middle finger A string, 3rd fret, ring finger's right below that on the 4th fret, D string, and then the first finger can kind of go up and down on that G string 2nd fret. And if you're really savvy, you can maybe do something like that, a little quick slide. The other thing I found just totally by accident was this chord, and I loved it ever since then. Even now I get chill bumps. And I said it's one of those chords that sound like you're playing an open tuning. Like you can only get this chord if you played open tunings or some weird alternate tunings. But that is from what I figured out, I think that's like a C major 13, something like that. I don't know, I could be wrong. It's a beautiful sound. So we have the major 7, we have the 6 here, and then the 5th, the 1, the 5 again. So that's a 6 and a 7. That gives us a C major 7 with a 6, which is a 13, C major 13, something like that. Could be wrong. Beautiful chord though. So just playing around with your fingers, looking at chord books. Don't focus on lead stuff all the time. Find things on the chords, and then based on what you're hearing, you can kind of mess around with maybe some lead things based on those chords and hit some of those target notes that really make that sound unique. One thing I love about those chords is that there's a lot of tension there. A lot of tension. Okay, so there's only like 1, maybe 2 notes away from each other happening several times within the chord, and it really makes for some interesting sounds. And so when you're playing chords, try to focus on something else that motivates you, and learn new chords, learn jazzy chords, learn all other kinds of things besides what you're normally practicing. Hopefully that whole lesson really motivated you there, Scott. I appreciate you watching. Let's get back to practice. All right, so let's see. The other one I was talking about was the Gospel Medley, and it started out normally like this. And that part was always throwing me off. It was really hard to do. So now they've got me doing A lot easier than having to do these, you know, jump around things. And I'm liking it a lot better, but it's a little bit more pick concentrated because I'm not moving, let's see, how would I explain it? I don't know, it's kind of like really, all of it's kind of concentrated, seems like. It feels like it's condensed to me and just squeezed in a little section here. For one thing, I'm going all the way from the E string down to the A string. Up in here, I'm focusing a lot on the E and the B string. That's not too bad. But then for that other one, starts on the low E string immediately. And then that's kind of tricky. Because that's an upstroke on the E. And I really have to kind of force that to make that work. But anyway, let's try that. That's just the first way through. That's the intro. And then I've got to do something else in the middle. So let's try this. 1, 2. Oh, let's try it again. Usually if I can get that far in it and make it sound at least halfway decent, we're good. Second time around, so what I decided to do on that one is take this a little bit from the first variation. Instead of doing that, which I may, it's still there if I want to add it later. I'm feeling kind of confident I can do it. It's still there if I want to add it later, and I still want to practice it because that's a cool lick anyway. The thing is, I don't start with that. I have to go slide right up to that 8th fret. Okay, but the way I've been doing it, I really like that. Then I do this part. That's where I would usually slide, but instead of doing that, I'm going to stay right here and get in that same area that I was in on Covered by the Blood. Okay, third time through, I would either do that one, or if the piano player that I was talking about earlier, the piano player is helping us out, I'll let him do the third one. So usually I don't have nothing for the third one. The one I was doing as well, now I've done this one on YouTube, I know I have. So if you look up Gospel Medley, you'll be able to find one of my versions of doing this. And so you'll be able to see, you know, note for note what I'm doing there. But the other one I've been doing as well was, see, how did I do that? Oh man, it's been a while since I've done that. Let's see. Something like that. Something like that. I think that might have been it. Okay, and then I usually did something like that. I don't do that. I haven't done that in a while, so see. There it was. See, something like that. Been a while since I've done that. There's another accidental happy chord. So that is a major 7 something, 5 6, 4. So you got like a 6, a 5, and a 4 in there, and a 7, major 7. No, that's a flat 7. So it's like a G7 with a suspension in there, or kind of like a 13. If I do that, you know, trademark Tony Rice chord there, I can do that. Something like that. I hate getting it that fast, but a lot of times that's the way it works. And usually, if I get it slower, John speeds it up on his bass. So I'm kind of doomed to whatever I do. 1, 2. That's the tough part. Right here. I have to jump and skip over that A. Down, up on the A, down, skip over it, up on the E. Because if I do a down on that E, 2 downs there, the picking doesn't work out. It just kind of crashes and burns because the end's on upstroke when it needs to be on downstroke. So to do that, I had to kind of turn that pick a little bit more, kind of exaggerate the turn a little bit more so that I can clear over that A string. And if you watch Troy Grady's, you know, picking mechanics and all that stuff he does, he talks about, you know, downward angles, upward angles, and, you know, how we attack the strings and all that. It's kind of related to that. I come across so that I can miss one string and come down another one. Okay. All right, so anything else? Let's see. I'm trying to think of anything we've been working on lately. They've got a few new songs we've been trying to work on because we'd like to do a CD again before too long. Haven't done He's All I Need because it's fairly simple. But For the Blood's pretty simple. Leaving my troubles. Oh my goodness. That's a tough one. I do have a solo on that on this YouTube page, and it is a doozy. All right, so let me see. I got to definitely practice this one because that one comes up quite a bit too. Let me see. My troubles. I lose it, let's see. There it is. tough one on my arm. Anytime you get that pinky sticking out there on its own, it's rough. That one's fairly okay. It's not too bad. It's just that high one again, sliding all the way at 10th fret. And that's a whole and half step. I learned that little lick. That's one I came up with. That little down up slide kind of technique. I learned that from Andy Falcon, I think is his name. Now that I think about it, Falco or Falcon. He does the similar kind of thing on YouTube video from way back called Cherokee Shuffle. It has him, Noel Pinkley or whoever that is on banjo, and then the other guitar player, I want to say it's Chris Eldridge, but I could be wrong about that. I can't remember it, but it's Andy Falcon, I think. That's the one I've learned that from, because he does it on Cherokee Shuffle. Can't replicate it right now because I haven't played that in a while, but anyway. So that's Leaving My Troubles. Let's see, Written from Heaven. Sweetest Song, Keep Me Sanctified. Some of these sound so similar that the hardest part is remembering what the tune sounds like, because I have another tune in my head when I'm trying to practice them. And I want to say both of these are in B flat. So what I want to practice now is trying to tell the difference between these songs. So the first one is Dare to Be Different. Let's see. Who's calling me now? Toll free. It means I don't know who they are and they quit. Okay, so, all right. Looks like the mic's still doing good. Like I said, this mic is awesome. This lavalier microphone you can see right here. Awesome mic. ATR-3350 from Audio-Technica. Really good mic. All right. Hopefully everybody can hear me still well. Haven't had a chat in a while, so I'm just keeping my eye on it. So, Dare to Be Different. I recently had to relearn that one too, because he wanted it to sound more like the CD, which Nathan, like I said, played on that one. Let's see. Now let's see. Something like that. Let's see. There it is. Then let's see, I think the turnaround I do, kind of similar to that. Anyway, that's Dare to Be Different. That's the tough part out there. Do I do a down up? I mean, up down or up up? I'll start with an upstroke. think it's 2 ups because I got to have that last stroke be a downstroke. It's hard getting that pinky there on the time though. Okay, so there's that one, and then Sailing for Home. Got that one. What's the other one? There's another one that's I really get confused on. It sounds like another one. Let's see. That's Sailing for Home, okay. After the Storm. Give me a warning, the way. Not there yet. I think it's Dare to Be Different and oh Lord Keep Me Sanctified. That's the other one. Let's see. What I have to do a lot of times to remember these is sing like the last part of the chorus, and then it just comes to me. So let's see. How's this one go? Keep me sanctified. Whatever I do, whatever I say, Lord, keep me sanctified. It didn't come to me. Keep me sanctified. There it is. That's the toughest one. That's the one I always forget because that one's the one I get mixed up with Dare to Be Different. And then, okay, and then the other one was Sailing for Home. All right, guys, I think that will do me for the night because we got to leave and actually do practice here in just a little bit. Oh, there was one more that I saw though that, oh, it was Jesus is the Best Thing. We'll do that real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again. Let's see. That won't work. I think that'll do it, guys. It's been a pleasure working with you guys. Please, like I said, leave me a comment below to see if you'd like to see more of these kind of practice woodshedding sessions. I want to make sure if they're interesting to you before I slap a bunch of them up there. Hello from Billings, Montana. Thank you, Quentin. Nice to see you here. Appreciate you watching. But yeah, just let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see more of these. If you're watching this later, let me know. I'll be checking back and seeing if this is something you'd like to see. Both acoustic and electric practice. Right now I'm kind of working more on electric stuff, but as we learn more songs with the Gilbert family, I'll definitely need to practice those as well. But this will get me motivated, as Scott was talking about earlier. This will get me motivated to play guitar more and to maybe do some more live streams. You're very welcome, Quentin. Thank you so much for coming, and everybody else for joining. If you're just joining, sit back, watch this whole thing over again. It should be available pretty soon. And if you want to see more of this stuff, maybe actually feel like you're in on the practice session, I do have a Gilbert Family guitar cam practice session that was released, I don't know, a few months ago. You should be able to find that if you look for guitar cam in the search, or the Gilbert Family in the search bar. And I actually recorded us practicing together from the camera's point of view of the guitar, me playing. But you can hear us all, you know, cutting up and have a good time. That's kind of what we're going to do here in just a few more minutes. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys later. Like I said, leave your comments below. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe for more videos like this. And I hope to do more live streams now that my computer seems to be up and running just fine. So I'll see you guys on the next live stream, wherever that may be, or the next video. I've got several ideas coming up, things that are just pouring to come out of me. They want to come out. So I want to do some more videos pretty soon. And we'll see you guys then. I'm excited about it. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you later. And God bless.